What do sales look like for a super part-timer on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari? I'm going to go through all of it with you. I'm going to go through sales, cost of goods, and profit. So stay tuned. Hi, everybody. My name is Anita. I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. And today I'm going to go through all of the things with you, all of the things that sold, how much money I put into it, profit I made, and I'll go through each of the individual items so that you know where I got those items from, how much I thought I might get for it, and how much I did get for each one. So I have just a culmination of things. I have my notebook here. This is where I keep track of my sales. And just so you know, you can see on Poshmark and eBay, and you can go through all of your sales for the month. I just am a paper and pencil kind of gal, so I like to write everything down so that I can see it and understand it better.
Makes sense.
Start out by saying that for the month of July, because that's the month that we're in, and I wanted to go through July because I want to show you, first of all, I've never had an opportunity really to do a video about my sales before. Just was not at a point where I felt like I've done enough videos to do a sales video. So this is really my first sales video to go through everything with you, because I think summer slowdown has been a much slower month than previous months.
Wait, they're all sloths?
But that's okay, because all of the things that I've been purchasing recently, the majority of the things are for fall and winter. So I know that my sales will increase. I have a lot of faith about that. I'm not concerned. Or slower. I did have a lot of no sales days. Having said that, the sales days that I did have were amazing. So I'm very happy. And just to give you some point of reference, the sales for me are part-time sales. And when I say part-time, I probably put, and I do have to be better about writing down the number of hours that I spend. If I was to look back at the month of July, I probably per day, I'm putting probably about an hour's worth of work each day between all of the different platforms. My goal is to be able to put more and then also list more. Right now, I'm probably listing about 5 things a day. Generally speaking, some days is more, some days is less. But if I was to iron it out, it's about 5 things a day. I would like to increase that eventually to 10. I know it will increase my sales as well. So my total amount of sales for the month of July, and I'm just looking down at my notebook. So if you don't see me looking in the camera, it's just because I'm looking at this. Had 37 sales, and the sales that I did have came from all 3 platforms: Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. So over the month of July, I had $1,147 total over all 3 platforms, and that's of sales. This is something that I do as a side hustle. I work as a special education teacher full-time, and I'm off for the summer. So right now I've been trying to build up my inventory for the fall and what have you. If you are kind of like doubting whether or not you can do this and earn like a part-time income that could cover, I don't know, dance for your kids or car payment, or it's going to cover the utilities for your house or whatever, you can build up to that. That's a doable thing. You can do it. You can do it. You can. For Poshmark, that was my biggest number of sales, and that was $761 for Poshmark. And that doesn't surprise me, because when I do list, that's where everything goes up first, and then I cross list to eBay and Mercari. So it does not surprise me, because I'm still slowly listing to eBay. I only started eBay mid-May, and right now I am filming on August 2nd. So it's only been a little while that I've been on eBay. So eBay was $289 total. It was my biggest month. So I'm hoping that it just keeps going from there with eBay, and that was sales. And then Mercari is the little engine that could. I just feel like Mercari, it's not a lot, but it's significant enough for me that, you know, that little chunk that goes into my bank account for Mercari every month, I am so grateful for it because it it keeps other things going. So I'm just happy to get what I get from Mercari. My first no sales day was the first of the month. So July 1st was a no sales day, but that's okay because July 2nd I had some sales. So the first sale on July 2nd was actually one that I woke up to, and it was on eBay. And this person purchased something from me full price. So I was super excited. And it was an Anthropologie ivory Padma knit boho sweater. And it was a poncho. And it was in this beautiful cream color. It was like a dark ivory cream color. This got a ton of attention on Poshmark. And actually, I was surprised that it didn't sell on Poshmark, that it ended up selling on eBay. And the reason I'm surprised is because before it sold on eBay, it had almost 20 likes within maybe a week or two. And I thought for sure with all of the offers that I was sending out, but somebody paid full price on it on eBay, and they paid $40 plus $10 shipping. It was a little bit of a heavier sweater. For that one, my cost of goods was $5.99 at a local Goodwill, and I saw it and I snagged it. It was a size 2X. So I wanted to make sure that went right in my cart. My full earnings were $29.99. So that was a really, really good sale. I'm very happy with that. And to start the month off that way, awesome. Another sale that day was on Poshmark, and it was a brand called Ash, which I will absolutely buy these again if I see them. They were thong sandals, and they zipped up the back, and they were these beads, and they kind of reminded me of something that you might be able to get at a shop on a tropical island. Like, they just were super, super cool. The footbed was leather, they were leather, heavy wood bead detail, super cool. And those were a size 7. Those sold for $32, and that was after an offer to Liker. And the cost of goods for those were at a local Salvation Army. I got those for $2.99. And my profit was $20.59 for those. And when I say my profit or my earnings, that just means after cost of goods, after fees. The next sale on the 2nd was a sweater in the middle of the summer, which is fine. I'll sell sweaters any time of year. It was an express brand, new with tags, and it was a sweater that was vertical white and navy blue stripes, and it kind of dipped in the back. It was real cute, and it said love wins. And it sold for $20. My cost of goods was $1.50 at a Plato's Closet clearance sale last year. And so the profit for me after everything was $14.50. Now, I think I had it where I had sent out a 30% off offer because I've had this for a while. I didn't write that down, but I think that's why it was 20. I think I marked it at $28 to start. The next one for that day was an offer from a Liker, and it even had a flaw on it. There was a stain on it that I couldn't get off, and it was faint, but the woman messaged me and said, will you take this amount? I think I can get the stain out. I was fine with it. It sold for $15. And because my cost of goods was 0 because it was mine, it was a profit of $12, which is great. Okay, so moving on to July 3rd. First sale on July 3rd was a brand name called Flax. This is the first time that I have sold something from this brand name. So I was super happy to have this sell, and it was a full price sale. Now, there were quite a few likes on Poshmark when I first listed this, which was about 3 months ago. One was long sleeve, 100% linen. Now, I think Flax, the brand name, is known for linen garments. I think that's just their jam. And so when I saw the brand name Flax, I grabbed it right away. I had gotten it at a local Salvation Army for $4. I was very happy to find it. and it sold for full price for $50. So after everything, I made $36, and that was such a nice sale to get. The 4th of July, I had 2 sales on Poshmark and one on Mercari. So my first one on Poshmark was this J. Crew Mercantile, and it was a gray wool blend cardigan sweater. It was in a size medium. And this had I had a ton of likes, a ton of offers go out. And it was so interesting because the same day that somebody purchased it, I had 3 offers go out to 3 separate likers. And I was just had this feeling in my gut. I was like, yep, it's going to sell today. And it did for $29. And my cost of goods was $3 at a local Salvation Army. And so my profit after everything was $18.18. Really happy to see that go, especially in the middle of July. It was great. Okay, my next sale on Poshmark was an Athleta bikini. Maybe about 3 weeks previous to this selling, I had purchased this. And I had purchased the whole bikini thinking it was the same size. I had gotten it at a local garage sale for $2. Well, as it turns out, the top and the bottom were 2 separate sizes. So I ended up having to sell them separately, but it worked out just fine. Both have sold. And the one that sold on this date in July was the bikini top. And it was so cute. It was this really pretty apricot color. And it crisscrossed and had all of these little areas where the string fit through. It was real cute. It sold for $20, and my cost of goods was $1, and I made a profit of $15. So that was a really nice sale. And what was great about that was it was super quick to take pictures. In the Athleta bathing suits in particular, you can look and see how recent a piece it was. Now, these were from 2018 and still sold well. I don't think that that would hold true for a lot of other brands, but for Athleta, this and the bottom sold very quickly, and I would absolutely get them again. So just for a point of reference, in case you ever come across some Athleta bathing suits, this was 2018 and it still sold. Okay. The next sale was on Mercari, and it was a Solitaire brand, which I think might be a boutique. It was a white blouse. It was so beautiful. It had this colorful embroidery here, I think on the arms as well. And it was like a tunic popover. So it just buttoned a little bit here, and then the rest was just like tunic length, and it had roll-in button sleeves. And messaged me on Mercari and asked if I would be willing to take it $15 offer, which when I looked at comps on both Mercari and Poshmark, I looked, and most solds were somewhere between like $8 and $20. So because I wanted to keep things moving in the month of July, I said absolutely. I took her offer. It sold for $15. My cost of goods was way more than I would ever spend for this brand name again. I bought it at a local Goodwill. They had it marked for $6.99, which was more than their other blouses. And I didn't realize the cost of it until I got home and looked at the tag and my receipt. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought it, to be truthful with you. And it took about a month and a half to 2 months for it to sell. And I made a profit of $5.43. So I still made a profit. However, I would never spend $6.99 on it again. On the 5th of July, I sold a pair of linen pants. And this is a pair of linen pants that was in a previous video. They were a pair of Poetry brand linen pants, and they were like a heavy linen. I think they called them the heavy linen pants. They were gorgeous, this beautiful ivory color, and they had these cool pockets in the back. They had a little stain on the bottom, so I did accept an offer of $25, and the cost of goods was $1 at a local Salvation Army. It was one of their $1 items, and my profit was $19, which was great. I was very happy with that because with it having a small stain on one of the hemlines for $25, that's really great. The 6th of July was an eBay sale, and it was something that probably, if I wasn't trying to get my eBay sales going and get on the algorithm on eBay, I probably would have held out for a little more, but it still was a decent sale. So it was this Juicy Couture new with tags strapless smocked velour dress. And it was, I didn't write it down, but I'm pretty sure it was a size medium. And it sold for $30. And that was an offer that came into me from somebody who was looking to buy it. And I was looking at recent sold comps both on eBay and Poshmark, and they were right around there. And even though I've sold ones that are not new with tags, in terms of Juicy Couture strapless smocked mini dresses, I've sold them before for more than this, but more than a year ago. So things change over time, and that's okay. So it sold for 30 and cost of goods was $3.60 at a Plato's 20% off clearance. So my profit after everything was $21.98. And I forgot to mention that the person paid $7.95 with shipping, which that's something that I'm getting used to with eBay as well. All right, moving on to the 7th of July. Here we go. 2 sales, one on Poshmark, one on Mercari. My first one on Poshmark was a pair of Badgley Mishka Florentina faux pearl slip-on sandals. These were so pretty, and they were perfect time of year for this. I don't know what the person bought them for. They just messaged me and said thank you. So it could have been for some formal event, like maybe going to a wedding. Maybe they were in a wedding. I don't know, but got them less than a month previous to them selling, I think. And I got them at a local Goodwill, $5.39. Sell. They sold for $38 and my profit was $25.01. So really great sale. Super happy with that. And I forgot to mention, because I do think sometimes with, especially with shoes, it's important to mention the size, because not all size shoes sell equally. So these were a size 7.5. I will say if they were a 5, 5.5, or 6, I maybe a 6 I would have picked up, but I don't anymore get 5s or 5.5s because they sit like luggage in my inventory and I want things to move. So
I want one.
No.
Okay. So the other sale, another great sale on the 7th. This was on Mercari. And it was a Toby brand. And this is the first time I've ever sold this brand. So it's Tobi, Toby. And it was a new with tags dress. It was so cute. I was loving this dress. It was like a New Year's like party dress. Like, oh my gosh, so cute. It was called the Shine Me Up Gold Multi-Sequin Shift Dress. So I was able to Google image it. I got an offer from somebody. I had listed it at 50. Somebody offered me 40, which was great. And then my cost of goods at a local Goodwill was $6.99. And so my profit on that dress after everything was $26.99. I was super happy with that sale. She had an event to go to. I hope it got to her, in time for the event. 2 sales on the 8th, one on Poshmark, one on eBay. My first one on Poshmark, and these were in a recent video as well, was a lot of 2 premise short sleeve print career wear blouses in a size large. And they were super cute blouses. I got them for $1 each, and I decided to lot them or bundle them together because I felt like it was going to be not just a better profit for me, but a better deal for somebody who is looking for career wear or whatever this person needed them for. So they sold for $22. My cost of goods was $2 because they were $1 each at a local garage sale. And they sold pretty quickly too. So within less than a month's time from the time that I got them and listed them. So that was exciting. And my profit was $13.58. So my eBay sale was a pair of boots that, and back in February, end of February, I went to visit my aunt and uncle who are snowbirds. They live half the year here in Buffalo, and they live half the year in Arizona. So I went to visit them in Arizona, and I went to a thrift store. I don't think it was a Goodwill or a Salvation Army. I think it was just like a local thrift store. I don't know if I'm going to say the name right, but I think it's L'Artiste, and they were called the Dramatic Magenta Floral Leather ankle boots. So they were tan ankle boots with like magenta around the back. They had these yellow flowers that were leather, and they zipped. They were really cute ankle boots, and they had like a cone heel. Really, really cute. They were a size 40 in European size. They sold on eBay for $64 plus $10.95 shipping. So my cost of goods was $10 at that thrift store. And my profit after everything was $46.82, which I was very, very happy with. I knew these would sell well just because they were so unique. There was nothing else like them on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark. There were things from this brand name, but these particular boots, there was nothing like them. So, and I had a feeling for whatever reason that they were going to sell on eBay. So on the 9th, 2 sales on Poshmark. The first one was a skirt that I purchased over a year ago at a local Salvation Army. So super happy to see this go. It was Jerry Weber is the brand name. It was a beautiful skirt. It was a pencil skirt, and it was this dark coral color, and it had these silver zipper details on it that were super cool. It was a size 10. I had hoped it would sell for a lot more, but it had sat in my closet for so long. And you know, the funny thing was, is I literally, the day it sold, had it in a pile of 5 things that I wanted to retake the pictures because I wasn't happy with the pictures. And right before I did, it sold. So $20. And then my cost of goods was $4. My profit was 12. And I'm fine with that because it got to go to a new home. And this was an Ariat t-shirt. It was a logo t-shirt, a men's shirt, and it was an extra large. And I had gotten a ton of attention with this very simple t-shirt. And I was right about to cross-list it to eBay because I thought it might sell better on eBay. And then it sold on Poshmark for $12. I got it at a garage sale for $1, and I was okay with it selling for 12 because it had a couple flaws that I didn't see when I got it. I just loved the Ariat thing, so I got it because I just thought it was a really cool logo shirt. And then it turned out it had like a couple of Sharpie marks on it, so it is what it is. I just didn't see them when I purchased it. So after everything, I made $6.03, which on a logo t-shirt like that, that's fine. That's $6.03 that I didn't have before. And it was a quick thing to take pictures of and measurements of. So that was great. Next sale was on the 10th, and I had one sale on Poshmark, tunic, a really cool, just like it had all the things. I loved this tunic.
So it's cute.
It was from a brand name that's not a super pricey brand name, but it was new with tag, which is why I purchased it at a Clothes Mentor 90% off sale. I was fine with getting it because I thought, you know what, even if it's not going to flip for a lot, I do think it will be a fast flip. It flipped within a week. So that was a nice fast flip. And it's the brand name Heimish USA. And it was a plus size. I think it was a 3X if I remember correctly. It was a tie-dye tunic that was asymmetrical hem. And it was like this really light beige background with pinks and purples and greens all over it, maybe some blue too. It was just so cool. And it sold for $12. Cost of goods, because I put everything from Plato's and Clothes Mentor together for their 70 and 90% off sales. My cost of goods was $3.60, but I evened everything out in that whole haul that I did. So my profit based on that was $5.45, which is fine. I knew that this was not going to be a big price point sale, but I just loved this tunic a lot. And then I had a few no sales days. So July 11th, 12th, and 13th, no sales. And I knew in July that things like this were going to happen. And don't get me wrong, on those days, I was like the disappointment sets in, but then you have to kind of do, at least I have to do a reality check like, okay, it's summer slowdown time. Things like this are going to happen. You have a lot of things that are more fall and winter related that you just uploaded. That in mind, I did end up on the 14th having a couple of sales. I sold a pair of jeans from Abercrombie and Fitch. And Abercrombie and Fitch is a brand that I keep my eye out for. Within the last 6 months, I've been really keeping my eye out for them because I feel like they're coming back. They were called the Ultra High Rise Paper Bag Waist Jeans, and they were in a size 27. They were adorable. They were so youthful looking. I just loved them. I got a great stock photo, which if I didn't have a stock photo, I don't think they would have sold as well. I think they still would have sold, but I would have had to lower the price. They did sell for $32, and that was an offer that went out to a liker, and my cost of goods was $2, and I got them about a year ago at a garage sale for $2. And so my profit after everything was $21.58. So if I could do that all the time, spend $2 on a cute pair of jeans and sell them for that and get that kind of profit, I would be so, so happy. My next one was a complete surprise, and it was a full price sale. So somebody came into my closet and bought this new with tag for Cynthia linen dress, and it was white and then like a light beige and then a darker beige, so it was kind of like a color block sort of dress. It was a very simple straight dress, and it just looked very European to me. I feel like if I was going to vacation in Italy, I would have wanted to bring it with me and have like a nice simple pair of sandals to wear with it. It was a really pretty simple dress, but it hadn't gotten any attention. I got it back, I think about, it was October of last year of 2022 is when I found it. I was super excited to find it. But then I listed it, I relisted it a couple times, still no attention. And then this person came in and paid full price, which was great. So it sold for 45. Again, my cost of goods was 5. And so my profit after everything was $31. So I was very happy with that sale. Okay, on sale on the 15th, and that was also a Poshmark sale, and it was also a new with tags item. And I bought them the same day that I bought the Badgley Mishka sides. So this was another type of sandal, completely different style, much more casual. And these were a new with tag Talbot neon pink size 7 thong sandals. Now, a couple reasons I think these sold. Yes, because they were new with tag, but as many of you know, in July is when the Barbie movie came out. So it would not shock me if the person that bought them did buy them because of the whole Barbiecore thing. That was one of the keywords that I put in there, and they sold for $25. My cost of goods was $5.39. So I made a profit of $12.59. I think if I was to get them again, I would wait until they're half off. I don't think I would spend $5.39 again on a pair of Talbot sandals. I have sold Talbot shoes before for a lot more than that, but they've been more substantial than a small sandal. The next one was on the 16th, and this was a sale. I just had this feeling that there was going to be somebody who would come into my closet and get this really quick. It sold within like 24 to 48 hours, somewhere in there. This was a Pottery Barn Harry Potter Gryffindor set of PJs. They were an adult large, and they were brand new in the package. So what ended up happening was my dad went to a fundraiser. He got a basket. He won a basket, and it was all Harry Potter themed. Now he gave me the basket. He said, I just don't have a reason to keep this. So if you would like it, you can have it. Socks in there. There was a notepad. So one of my daughters got the notepad, the other daughter got the socks. There were a couple other small things in there, I think a mug or something. But the pajamas, they weren't gonna fit. They were too big for me, way too big for my girls. So they were ones that I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna look them up. And I'm so glad that I did because there was nothing like it on Poshmark. Nothing. And I was going to cross list them to eBay. And the minute that I said, okay, it's time to start doing a little more cross listing, they sold. So I had them listed for 90. And because I have my Posher VA sending out offers anytime somebody likes them, they ended up selling for $75. And because my cost of goods was nothing, then everything after that was profit. So it was a $60 profit. So that was something I was really, really grateful for. So I think what happens too is like when people know that you do this, whether you do it full time or for a side hustle, people who really care about how you're doing, they will look out for you and they'll give you things that they'll say, okay, whatever you want to do with it, here you go. Whether it be, a bag of clothes from a friend or a family member or, things like this. So it's really nice to have that kind of support too. Okay. My other sale on the same day was literally a same day sale. Torrid has been selling really, really well for me, especially the more recent pieces. So this sale was a Torrid cropped jacket in poplin purple, and it was a size 5X. It was a same day sale. It was the cutest jacket too. Like it was nice and lightweight, had these cute chunky buttons, and I absolutely loved it. It sold after an offer that went out for my Posher VA. It sold for $28. It was a $4 purchased at a local Salvation Army, and it sold for 28, and my profit was $16.38 for a same day flip. That's amazing. I am super happy with that. So then the 17th was a no sales day. And then on the 18th, I ended up with two sales, one on Poshmark, one on eBay. So the first one on Poshmark was this adorable, it was so cute. Like, honestly, I thought, man, if this was a women's sweater, this would be perfect for an art teacher. But it was a little girl's sweater. It was so stinking novelty everywhere. Oh my gosh. It was a Matilda Jane sweater, and it was like green and gold, and it had dogs, and then the arms were all like rainbow striped, and it had these cute buttons. I don't know because I couldn't find any information. I couldn't find, any stock photo information or anything like that. I would guess that it was not an inexpensive sweater to begin with. And it did sell. It was a size 8 girls. It did sell for $20 for a little girl sweater. That's really good. So my cost of goods is more than I would normally spend. It was $5 at a garage sale. The woman who I got it from, she was so emotionally attached. I feel like when she was talking to me about all of her clothes that were her daughter, she just kept getting nostalgic about things. So it was really hard for her to even let these things go.
They grow up so fast.
So I did pay a little more than I probably should have, which it was $5. And after everything, I made $8.98. That will go as one of my favorite kids sales because I just loved this sweater. It was so sweet. The next one on the 18th was a Free People dress that I got at a Plato's 70% off sale. And it was a Free People Beach dress. And it was the first time I ever sold Free People Beach before. It was a dark gray, really, really substantial. Like when I say substantial, it was heavy. It was a heavy sweatshirt material. I put like boho, raw hem, got a ton of likes on Poshmark. It got some attention on Mercari. It ended up selling on eBay. And it was an offer that came in. I had marked it, I think I had priced it at 28 or 30. And I didn't price it for more than that was because it was a bit of a dated piece. and it sold for $25 plus $12.95 in shipping. And the reason I put it at $12.95 shipping was because it was heavy. So I wanted to make sure I was covered. Our person was willing to pay that. So my cost of goods was $3.60 and my profit was $18.67. All right. So moving down to the 20th, because July 19th was a no sales day. July 20th was a great sales day. One item, but it sold within the first hour that I listed it. And I'll tell you why I think it sold within an hour. It had 3 likes within an hour. And I saw, these offers through my Poshmark VA going out, and I was like, somebody is going to snag it today. Somebody is going to snag it. And they did. It was a St. John brand, a knit pull-on skirt. It had Barbiecore just written all over it.
Barbie, you're up.
I just loved this skirt. I considered keeping it for myself because I did wear pink to going to the movie. We did go on the 31st with some friends and saw the movie, which if you haven't seen it, oh my gosh, super cute. Sold within an hour for $55. My cost of goods at a local Goodwill was $4.99. And my profit was $36.99. And I will tell you, I was looking at other St. John skirts, and in other colors, they weren't selling for as much. I don't know about, time element as far as like how quick those sold, but I do think the whole Barbie thing had a lot to do with it. On the 21st, it was a small sale, but it was fine because it was something that was totally unexpected. It was a new at Tags J. Crew girlfriend tee, and it was white and navy striped, and it sold for $11. I got it for 90 cents, and so my profit was $7.05. And that was at a Plato's that I got it. It was a Plato's sale. The 22nd was a no sales day. I'm sorry, I keep seeing that I'm doing this. I'm sorry if that's been distracting. I'm going to keep it down here. That's better. Okay. And I think people are getting ready for back to school because that Matilda Jane sweater sold on the 18th. On the 23rd, a girl's bundle of 5 shirts, and they were a size 10-12, sold on Mercari. I only had it listed on Mercari. I didn't list it anywhere else. I honestly feel like that was a good move for me because things like this sell better for me on Mercari. And this was 5 shirts that happened to be my daughter's, and 2 of them she never ended up wearing because she grew out of them before she could even wear them to school. So 2 of them were brand new. They sold for $11 and my cost of goods was $0. So my profit was $8.87. So a nice little sale. From the 23rd right to the 25th, because the 24th was a no sales day. 3 sales on the 25th. 2 on eBay, 1 on Mercari. So the one on Mercari was another premise shirt. So this was so crazy. I got that bundle of 2 premise shirts, and that was the first time I ever sold premise before. And then I end up selling the other premise item I had on Mercari, and it was a full price sale. And it was a premise. It was a bright pink short sleeve tunic. Again, with the pink, I'm telling you, I think it was like somebody was going to the Barbie movie. I really do, because I've never sold this much pink stuff before. So this was a short sleeve tunic. It was an extra large. It was one that I got at a local garage sale for $2. It sold for $18 for full price. So my profit after everything was $12.96, which for a short sleeve tunic for this brand name is not bad at all. My 2 sales on eBay, my first sale was this vintage leather dress. This was so cool. And I just had this feeling that it was going to go in the month of July. And the reason being is because it just kept getting a ton of attention on both eBay and Poshmark. Was a brand that I will definitely keep my eye out for in the future. It was Forenza. I hope I'm saying that right. Santa Barbara. and it was from the 90s. And I had to do a ton of research on this dress. I'm so glad I did. It was like a bodycon style dress, and the chest up here had like a ton of really cool fringe that was also leather. It had spaghetti straps, it zipped up the back. Great theme party dress, party, you know, any kind of party. So cute. And it was a size small. Sold on eBay for $50 plus $8 shipping. This particular dress, when I got it, I was at a garage sale, and this woman had an entire rack of all these gorgeous dresses, and she was not willing to come down in price for any of her dresses. And the only one that made sense for me to get with the cost of the dresses was this particular one. And also, I couldn't get the best reception in the world, so to try and check comps was, it just wasn't happening. So I did get this one, and it was $10. And so I made a profit of $31.60. So definitely a brand to be on the lookout for if you're looking for anything vintage. Last sale on that day was also from the same Play-Doh 70 and 90% off sale that I've talked about for a few other items. And this one went full price. I woke up to this sale. It was a full price sale. Nike Jordan Future Primal Utility Joggers, and they were new with tags. And I've been watching Poshmark like crazy in terms of like their trends. Now, this sold on eBay, but the trends on Poshmark keep coming back to, for this month, we're in August, and for last month, cargo pants. So I'm going to, every time I go to the thrift store now, I'm going to be keeping my eye out for cargo pants because it seems to be really on trend right now. These sold new with tag, size large, full price for $80. I was so excited about that. My cost of goods was $3.60. My profit was $63.48. I was super happy with that. Okay, now moving on to the 26th, another item from that Clothes Mentor 70 and 90% off sale. And this was within 3 weeks of listing it. And this was a Sundry Forever Eve everyday raglan pullover crew neck sweatshirt, and it was a real dark blue, and it was a size extra large. If it had been my size, I would have kept it. This is my first time selling Sundry. I will be definitely keeping my eye out for it again. I was able to find a stock photo, which is, I think, part of the reason that it sold well. It sold full price for $35. Cost of goods was $3.60. So my profit was $25.40. 27th, one small sale, but it was a good one because it was just Rachel Zoe item, and Rachel Zoe items do not sell well for me. So I was very happy to see this move on. That's not a brand that tends to move very quickly for me. And it was a linen floral short sleeve top, and it was cute. It was like a grayish beige background, and it had little yellow flowers and blue leaves and like little dots of gray around it. It was so cute. And it was a size 1X as well. So I think the fact that it was plus size helped in terms of it selling. It sold for $13 on Mercari, and my cost of goods from a garage sale was $1. So my profit was $9.68. I don't think I would get it again. I really don't think I would get it again, but I'm happy that that sale happened on the 27th regardless. So the 28th, I had two sales, both on Poshmark. And the first one was a Bowden corduroy floral 3/4 sleeve dress in a size 4. It was so cute. It had teal and mustard yellow and black, super cute. And it actually looked, when I got it at a local Goodwill, it looked like it had never been worn. It honestly looked super brand new. And I'm sorry, I said it was a Goodwill. It was an Amvets where I got it, and it was like a half price sale. So my cost of goods for that particular dress was $4.98. It sold after my Posher VA sent out an offer. It sold for $28. So after everything, I got $15.40. So not a huge profit for a dress like that, but it's still pretty decent. And the reason I'm okay with it is because the dress was very saturated with when I got it. And I'm at this half off sale at AmVets, and I'm trying to get reception, to check comps, and
It's very difficult.
I believe you.
it ended up being more saturated. That's okay. But for it to be a saturated item and it sell in July, and it's a size 4 and sell in July, like, I'm okay with it, Okay, the next one, Ralph Lauren 100% silk navy pinstripe suit. So this suit was so cool. I was so excited to sell it. Honestly, it was so soft, and it had like some 90s vibes with the shoulder pads, and it had cuffed like boot cut or flare legs. It was just so beautiful. It sold after my Poshmark VA sent an off route. It sold for $60. My cost of goods was $3, and so my profit was $45, which was great. I just had a feeling with this one when I bought it that I was really going to enjoy selling it. So if I ever run into a pantsuit from Ralph Lauren again, and it's something substantial like silk or linen or something like that, then I definitely will be all about it, especially for $3, and it was worn once. Then moving on to the 29th, I had one sale on the 29th. It was a Z Supply pair of denim overalls, and they weren't like the like a typical denim. They were more like a very soft cotton, kind of like a slouchy denim. They were so cute. I found a cute stock photo I was real happy with. And I think that helped them. Again, sometimes there's no way that I don't think these would have sold. If I'm being honest, without the stock photo, I don't think these would have sold because I couldn't take pictures, hang them on the mannequin the right way. It wasn't working. I still hung them up, but they needed to be on a model, and so the stock photo. So they sold for $20. My cost of goods at a garage sale was $4, so my profit was $12. I would not spend $4 on them again, though. Then on the 30th, I had no sales. And then the 31st, I had 2 sales. And one was a same-day sale, and it was a pair of Social Standard by Sanctuary high-rise crop jeans, and they were black. They were so cute, and they were new with tags. And I got them at a local Salvation Army for $1. They sold for $22, and that was an offer that went out to likers. And I had priced them based off of comps on eBay. So they sold on Poshmark, but I based it off of comps on eBay because I couldn't find any at the time on Poshmark. So I looked on eBay, and I feel like comps lately, for me at least, they've been a little more reliable when I've been looking at them on eBay. Pricing them any higher than 28 would have been way too much. So when they sold at 22, I was really happy with that, especially since I only spent $1 on them. And my profit was $14.48. So a decent profit for a same day sale, especially with it being new with tag. The second one was also on Poshmark. It was an offer that came in from a liker, and it was a girls' clothes bundle. It was a 3-piece bundle, and all of the items were my daughter's, and they were size 7-8, and it was a really cute fleece pullover that was turquoise, and a t-shirt that had like a graphic that was the same color. The t-shirt was the same color as the pullover, and then the skirt was a denim skirt that she had gotten as a gift from a family member, and it just was one of those things that she went to wear it one day and she had grown out of it. And anybody who has kids knows that that's kind of the thing that happens with clothes. It fits them one day, the next day it doesn't, right? So that was new. That skirt was pretty much new without tags, and an offer came in. I had priced the bundle at 10, excuse me, at 18. I had priced the bundle at 18. An offer came in for 10, and I was happy to accept that. I made a profit of $7.05 because my cost of goods was zero. My cost of goods total that I said I was going to go over was $121.11 for all of these items that I went over, the 37 items total. My profit after all of the things. So my sales was $1,147. My cost of goods was $121.11, but then my profit, and this is after everything, this is after fees and cost of goods and everything is taken out, is $732.02. My average sale price was $31 for July. And so for the month of July to have an average sale price of $31 for somebody who's super part-time is not bad. I wanted to go over this just to give some perspective. If in the month of July, when it's slower, and I'm working for like maybe an hour, there's some days where I worked like 2 or 3 hours to organize my things better, things like that. But generally speaking, I'm working for about an hour a day on all of this stuff. And if I can make $732.02 for the month of July when it's slower, I am just, it floors me that I can do that once I've gotten going, right? So it took a while for me. Now I've been doing reselling in January, it'll be 2 years. It's taken me a while to build up to where I am now. And I know that, just to give you some perspective on this too, my last year, July, was not this good. But I've gotten a system down. I've gotten things moving in a different way. And even with having all these no sales days, I still made a profit of over $700. So if you're like, watching this and you're like, well, I just don't know if I could make enough money to, I don't know, pay for my daughter's dance classes, this to me shows that this is still great side hustle to have, because even if you don't do it full time, you can still make money to pay for a car payment, for kids after school activities, to be honest with you, I have 2 kids who are going to be wearing braces within the next year to 2 years. And so I know that probably my Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari are going to be going towards paying for that, right? So we all have things that we need to be able to have extra funds for. And so for me, this is a great way to get those extra funds in. And I am so grateful. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video and have me go through all of my July sales with you. I really, really hope this was helpful. It was my first sales video that I've done, and I would love to hear from you. How your sales, if you resell, how your July sales were, if there was something fun that you sold this month, or if you had like a key sale or a brand name that you never sold before. If you've sold a lot of Barbiecore type things too, I would love to know that too. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can know when the next video is coming out. And I really hope to see you in the next one. Bye.